flexion, active range of motion. So for hip flexion, active range of motion, bring your knee right up into your chest. Good, all the way up. Keep going. Good. And that's your hip flexion range of motion. Alright, so if I was going to do that passively, I'm just going to grab a hold of the leg, bend it up as far up as I can. So that's my passive hip flexion range of motion. Alright, so that's hip flexion. Hip abduction range of motion, I'm going to support his heel. Now you're going to push your leg out as far as you can out to the side, and then bring it back in again for adduction. And I want to make sure I move the leg out of the way so we can get across midline. Alright, so you should be able to go out and back across midline. Passively, I'm going to take it, so I just move it for him till it stops, move it for him till it stops. Okay, so I go both directions. That's my hip abduction and adduction. I want to test hip internal and external rotation in this position here as well. So you bend the leg up to 90 degrees. So from here, I'm going to turn the foot out, so just relax. I'm going to turn the foot out, which is internal rotation at the hip. So as I bring this out, I'm internally rotating the hip, because if you think, if my hand here is the hip joint, the hip socket, as I turn it, it's going that way. So the hip itself is rotating internally, and as I turn it in, the hip itself is rotating externally. So I'm looking for amount of range of motion. How far does it go? And I can have them do it actively too, so I'll just stabilize your knee, turn your foot out. Good, and turn your foot in. Good, okay, and back to normal. Good, okay, and just relax there. Just pause it for a minute.